Hello world, my name is Ashley and this is the Raspy Dispatcher. Coming to you again with yet another video about the Criticall test to help you prepare to dominate your test and along your journey in becoming a 911 dispatcher. Last August, I put out my first video about this topic and man, have we come a long way since that first video. So I wanted to take some time to touch on the topic again because I and we have learned so much since that first video. If you are looking for extra assistance, one-on-one coaching, or other courses regarding data entry to help prepare for the Criticall test, make sure to check out the raspydispatcher.com. I'm putting out as quickly as I can more and more courses and more options that are available to you all who are going through this long process and applying to become a dispatcher. So the Criticall test is a standard test used by most, but not all, departments when trying to figure out if an applicant has the basic skill set to do the job of a 911 dispatcher. Typically, you take the Criticall test or the post-dispatcher test. Now, if you have a post-test coming up, go ahead and make sure to check out our playlist dedicated specifically to the post-test. Although these two tests are geared towards the same goal, they're like distant cousins. They're same but related. So definitely check out the post videos for specific information if you have the actual post test coming up. Alright, so the Criticall test is software that a department purchases to use to weed through applicants who may or may not have the foundational skills to do the job as a dispatcher. Now, because they purchase this software, each department has the ability to customize what they want out of that program. So if you take Criticall with one agency and then you take Criticall again with another department, it is possible those tests will not be identical because of that agency's option to be able to customize what they want their applicants tested on and what they want considered to be a pass or fail score. Because of this, each department has the option of selecting any number of skill test categories. Up to 16 categories are offered from Criticall. So first section we're going to talk about is multitasking and advanced decision making. This includes multitasking, deductive reasoning, and reaction time. This section focuses on your ability to make decisions while simultaneously doing other tasks. This part of the test also creates a limited response time, simulating a dispatching environment. Next is computerized data entry. I mean, this is big. This is probably 75-80% of the job, right? Test takers being able to enter information received vocally or in writing. During this section, it also assesses your speed and your accuracy, as well as being able to navigate the screen, entering that data into the proper locations provided on the software screen. The next section is oral comprehension. So this is the ability to hear and understand vocal information. Per Criticall, this tests your general note-taking via keyboard abilities and your ability to filter non-essential distractions and focus on summarizing the important facts. So they have two levels of this, call summarization 1 and call summarization 2. Call summarization 2 just being in a more advanced section than call summarization 1. But they're both trying to focus on the same thing, finding out if you have the ability to hear and understand vocal information, as well as being able to pinpoint what's important for the dispatcher to communicate into the software and essentially to the officers or medical responders. Next section, reading comprehension. This is basic. We've had this since school. It is the ability for an applicant's ability to read, comprehend and retain details that are provided to them in a short paragraph format. Next section is cross-referencing. Per Criticall, this assesses alphabetic, character recognition, and numeric searching skills. It also, the test taker will respond to both written and oral requests for information. So this section is presented both written and oral formats. Next is sentence clarity, where Criticall assesses whether the applicant has the ability to determine which sentence presents the facts most clearly. Next section is cross-referencing. Per Criticall, this assesses alphabetic, character recognition, and numeric searching skills. It also, the test taker will respond to both written and oral requests for information. So this section is presented both written and oral formats. The next section is frequency of information and probability determination. And that is simply the ability to choose the most likely solution based on the information that you are provided. It tests your ability to apply the law of probability, as well as requires ability to filter out non-relevant information. The next section is map reading in geographic directions. This is huge. It's something a lot of people struggle with, and it tests your ability to choose the most direct route to the assigned destination, requiring that the decisions follow law. If there's a stop sign, if there's a one-way street, things of that nature, you can't just ignore it on the map. So it's testing one's ability to be able to read a map and give accurate and the most direct directions to the location. Or, in my experience as well, just being able to follow directions and being able to tell what lands at the last step by following A, B, C, D, E. Where are you when you hit F? Next up is memory recall, short term. This section tests memory and selective attention for written and audible information. You will give your answers both vocally and in writing, depending on the agency, and it does require character recognition and listening accuracy. When I took my Criticall test, I didn't have any vocal responses given. It was all on the computer data entry, multiple choice type of scenarios, but that doesn't mean the agency that you test with isn't going to opt into that option using the Criticall program. Then it has memory recall, long-term, and inductive reasoning. Now this section focuses on testing the memory of details provided earlier in the test. Requires logical inferences based upon the information given, and it requires the test taker to have inductive reasoning to form conclusions. Next section is numerical ability. This is job-related addition, subtraction, and percentages, real-life scenarios when calculating distances, times, and amounts, as well as perceptual ability. And the next section after that is perceptual ability, the ability to compare job-related letter and number sequences, aptitude at eliminating similar or potentially confusing sentences. I don't recall any type of math on my Criticall experience, but again, each department has the option of picking what they want on their Criticall test, and if that is a department who really utilizes these skills daily in their comm center, they're going to want people who know how to utilize and excel in these type of scenarios. Of course, the next section is spelling, the ability to spell commonly misspelled or misused words. A lot of times we write shorthand and we type quickly, so having an ability to spell correctly, because everything that you are documenting becomes court record potentially, so you don't want commonly used words misspelled frequently. So they want people who have a pretty basic understanding and ability to spell commonly misused and misspelled words. So the next section is vocalization summary. Per Criticall, this section assesses your ability to accurately select audible information based upon a job-related rule. And of course, it tests your ability to filter non-essential information. Criticall lists that they also have available an office skills section and a commercial contact center test. Again, I haven't experienced those last two, but those are all the sections that are available to departments who are utilizing Criticall to help determine if an applicant has the basic foundations in order to do this job. It does not mean you have to have experience as a dispatcher. It just means you have to have these basic fundamental skills that will make it an easy transition into your training to learn how to become a dispatcher. If you have any questions, make sure to leave it in the comment section. I do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. Again, continue to check out the raspydispatcher.com. I'm uploading as quick as I can more and more resources for you to get better at Criticall, to learn about the 911 dispatcher profession, because simply we need more dispatchers. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, follow us on Instagram. I look forward to seeing you next time. And of course, stay raspy.